Hi, I'm Midge Shoemaker, and this is day 6 of me making YouTube videos and making a list of things that I'm grateful for. And I'm going to start with saying I'm grateful that today is 6, because 6 is my favorite number. I love 6, and also grateful that I'm actually doing a YouTube video today, and just trying to be grateful that I'm doing this right now. I'm struggling, I'll be honest. I still get nervous. I still don't want to do this and put myself out there. And it's so funny because last night I was so excited about 6 because it's my favorite number and I get to do a gratitude list on day 6 and I get to share all of that. And then I get up today and I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't even want to get out of bed. Today is just one of those days where I feel like it would be better if I just laid down and did absolutely nothing today. I'm perfectly okay with that. Except the truth is I'm not perfectly okay with that. When I have days like that, I feel worse about myself. I go into that negative spiral thing I talked about yesterday, and I don't feel so good about things. So I'm making myself do this, even though I don't want to. So I'm grateful that that stubbornness of mine is kicking in and I'm doing this in spite of how I feel. And I keep thinking, when is this going to get easier? When is this going to get better? How is this, why is this so hard? And I think God is just saying, Midge, remember, life is hard. I never said it would be easy. I only said it would be worth it. And I'm just like, I really hope by 100 days this is totally worth it. It better be totally worth it. I think it will, just for the accomplishment of actually doing this and putting myself through this. And I think it's a learning experience for me. And I was thinking about the number 6 last night, so I'm just going to share my ramblings on that. Because when I was growing up, my mom, my biological mom, she told me that her favorite number is 7, obviously because that was her birthday date, was the 7th. And she was like, 7 is perfect, 7 is the perfect number. And she said 6 is less than 7, less than perfect. And I was like, why is 6 less than perfect? But 6 is my favorite number, so then I felt like I was less than perfect, which is kind of crazy that I would internalize that as I'm less than perfect because my favorite number is less than perfect. Like, it just wasn't good enough. Like, the number I picked wasn't good enough because it wasn't the same or something. I don't think she said any of those things. Honestly, that was my interpretation. And I realized that sometimes I have a very distorted interpretation of things. I view things a little differently, and I'm like, I don't know why I internalize things that way. I don't know why I felt like it was a negative thing or even a bad thing to be less than perfect, because the reality is nobody's perfect in this life. I mean, Christ is the only perfect person, and none of the rest of us get to be perfect. We're all perfectly human. We're imperfect people. And I should be grateful for my mistakes and grateful for my imperfections because they humble me, they teach me, they help me relate to other people. They help me realize that I'm not alone. I'm not the only person struggling. And they're a blessing. They're a gift. They're there to help me, to teach me, to let me grow, to see where I can improve. And it's meant to be a positive thing, a good thing. I'm not supposed to be perfect. So yay, it's great. My favorite number is less than perfect, and so am I. But I think I've strived my whole life to try to be perfect. And if I couldn't be perfect, then I just couldn't do it. It was that all or nothing mentality. And I think I get stuck in that a lot. If I can't do everything, then I won't do anything. The sad thing is I end up not doing anything an awful lot. And then I get overwhelmed and I have this big, huge mess of all these things that have to be done. And then I try to do everything all at once, which I think I've been trying to do with this 100 days. I think of all the different things that I can do 100 days worth of and all the stuff I need to do. And I'm like, I'm just going to start doing all of that. Like every single day, I'm just going to add something. I'm like, whoa, slow down, horsey. We can't go that fast. There's just too much going on. I can't do that. So I am having to learn to step back, to do things one day at a time. And today, I read my scriptures and my meditationals and I was writing about it and learning. I'm like, you know what? God is in control, not me. He has a plan for my life. And the sooner I surrender, the sooner I stop fighting and trying to make everything go my way, the better it's going to be. And God knows exactly what I need to do today. And I made my little to-do list today, and it's so funny because I put, contact one of my friends, and I'm like, I don't know if she's even going to be available right now or not. And then right before I started this video, she called me and said, hey, you want to hang out? And I was like, oh, God knows I needed to talk to my friend today. So I'm grateful that I'm listening. I'm learning to listen, and I'm learning to do, and that I'm learning to do things even though I don't feel like I want to do them, or even though I feel like I'm having a bad day when I get out of bed. I'm like, I hate that. And it's not that I feel like I'm having a bad day, it's just I feel like I don't want to get up today. My bed feels so nice and comfortable. I just want to stay here all day. I want a lazy day. But lazy days don't pay the bills. Lazy days don't make my YouTube videos, and lazy days don't make me feel better about me. And I am trying to do things that make me feel better about me, and make me do some changes in my life, and to perceive myself in a better light, maybe to let go of some false ideas about myself, that being less than perfect is bad, because being less than perfect is not bad. Being less than perfect is perfectly normal. It's okay. I'm supposed to be less than perfect. I'm not supposed to be perfect. And as long as my goal is perfection, I'm never going to reach it. And that's true with my writing. And I need to remember that when I write, because I've written my book and I've sent pages to my mentor, chapters to my mentor. She reviews it and I have to rewrite it. And I've read all these things. A book is not written, it's rewritten. Because the first draft is just that. It's a draft. It's not the final copy. And sometimes the final copy goes out and there's still some random error that slipped through the editor and the writer and other people, and some person reading it, usually somebody in my family, finds the error and they're like, oh my gosh, they messed up. This one little thing is missing a comma, it's missing an apostrophe, they forgot a period or something. I don't know, they ended something in a preposition. I do that all the time. I'm sure it drives people crazy. I don't care. But I'm not the best at grammar, and that doesn't bother me. It bothers other people, but it's just interesting to me that those little things slip out. And I grew up in a family that pointed out all the imperfections. And it was like, okay, I don't want to make a mistake because I don't want to get criticized. And it's like, there's positive criticism, there's helpful criticism. And I think there's also just talking to someone and say, hey, it's okay, you made a mistake. This is how we learn. Next time, what can we do differently? And that's not like criticism, that's helpful. Or that's saying, hey, this didn't work out. You didn't do this right. What can we do to fix this? And then there's the, okay, you're just stupid because you made a mistake. Seriously, what were you thinking when you did that? I was like, oh, sorry, I wasn't thinking. Oh, sorry, I'm not a mind reader. Oh, sorry, I can't do this. And I don't think that anybody means that in a negative way. I think we just perpetuate what we were taught. We repeat what we say because, my grandma was always very loving and forgiving, but anytime, she'd watch those beauty pageants or shows, she'd talk about people not having their clothes on or something. She'd always there was always a nitpicking of something. So my mom got that, my siblings got that, I got that. Seriously, I tried not to do that, but my brain does that anyway. Like, what the heck are they wearing? And I'm like, okay, not my place to judge. I have to remember that. Because I'm not perfect, they're not perfect. They do what they're taught or what they feel comfortable with, and it's different from mine. It doesn't make it bad or right or wrong, it just makes a difference. I mean, they might make some bad choices, they might make some wrong choices. I don't know, I'm not them, and I'm not the one that has to be the judge of them. And I also, I'm a harsh judge to myself, and I need to not judge myself so harshly. And I was reading my meditationals today, as I said, and there was stuff in there talking about when I focus on other people, it's so I can avoid focusing on myself. And I was like, oh yeah, that saying, you point one finger at someone and you've got 4 fingers, 3 fingers pointing back at yourself. Yeah, I got fingers pointing back at me all the time. So I need to just let go of what other people are doing and focus on me and take care of me. And I need to remember that I'm okay. And that the reason my favorite number is 6 is because I watched Sesame Street as a kid, and Bert sang that song about nothing can compare with 6. Like, there is nothing that compares with 6. And I played that song last night and I sent it to my kids and I'm like, haha, I remember this song because it's my favorite number. It's why 6 is my favorite number, because nothing can compare with 6, and it reminds me that I'm unique and I'm different and nothing can compare to me. I shouldn't be comparing myself or judging myself against other people, and I shouldn't be judging them against me, because I don't know what their circumstances are or were. I don't know. They don't know mine unless I tell them. And I usually tell people way too much, and they're just like, oh, scary lady, lots of issues. I'm just going to run away from this person. So I'm trying not to be that person, but I am that person. I have a whole history of trauma and PTSD and all that fun, fabulous stuff, and anxiety, panic attacks, depression runs in my family, I think. So I'm trying to work through it, and I'm trying to share so that other people know that they're not alone, and they can be crazy too. It's okay. It's fun. It can be lots of fun. Being fun can be crazy. It can be just enjoying life and seeing things a little bit differently, as long as it's positively. And I need to remember that when people say things to me, I can take it in a negative way, like I did as a kid, that being less than perfect is bad, or I can take it and be like, okay, well, less than perfect is fine by me, because I'm not supposed to be perfect in the first place. So this is awesome. And nothing compares with that. I'm unique. I'm different. I have my own set of imperfections that are different from somebody else's. I screw up where somebody else does well. And maybe I do well somewhere where somebody else screws up. One of these days I'll figure out where I do well when somebody else screws up. But that's another story. I have people that tell me that I'm good at speaking or sharing or saying magnificent things, and I think if they hear something amazing, it's because the Holy Ghost is sharing them. It's going, God through me. It's not me. I don't feel like I say fantastic things, but maybe I say some things. Occasionally some things I say, I'm like, oh, aha, that makes sense to me. Understanding myself as I write, as I think about, being less than perfect or being not compared to, and nothing compares to me. And I like that a whole lot better than less than perfect. It sounds better. Nothing compares to 6. Nothing compares to Midge. I like it so much better. So it's just a matter of perspective, the matter of spin, the matter of how I interpret or define what's being said in my life, and realizing that I have a choice as to how I internalize what's been said to me and how I respond to what's been said to me. And that's why people in the same room, same experience, they all feel differently about it. They all have a different reaction to it because they all internalize it differently. And some people are much better at putting that positive spin and being grateful that it's like, okay, this sucked, but I'm grateful I had this experience because I can learn from it, I can do this, I can grow. And I'm one of those people like, oh crap, this sucks, my life is over. Now what? How am I supposed to get out of bed tomorrow? I can't do this, it's over, I'm done. I'm a whiner, I'm a complainer, I'm the pessimist. I'm not a realist. I'm a pessimist, not optimistic. I have people tell me I'm optimistic. I'm like, awesome, I've got somebody fooled out there. This is cool. I would like to be more optimistic, which is another reason why I'm trying to do this gratitude list. I'm trying to see the positive things in my life and the positive things in myself, and recognize that I am capable of doing things, that I can do things well, that I am good enough, that just because I'm less than perfect doesn't mean I'm not good enough, that anything I do is less than perfect. I'm like, yeah, but nothing in the world is perfect, but people still like it. And sometimes people like the imperfections because that's what makes it unique to me. I've actually had people say that about stuff that I've done. I'm like, oh, but I like that because it makes it unique to you. And I was like, okay. Or I wouldn't have even seen that imperfection if you hadn't pointed it out to me. And I was like, really? Because it just jumps off the page at me. So it just points out to me that my focus is on the mistakes, on the negative, on the things undone, instead of the progress, on the things that I did do, of all the things that I got right. And it's like, cool, I got 99% right, I missed one, what's wrong with the one? Why couldn't I get the one? And I focus on the one. It's so crazy, it's so twisted. So I need to change my thought process, and I'm trying. And I think that's part of the reason I didn't want to do this YouTube video today, because I have to point out that I'm not perfect, that I'm struggling with my gratitudes, that I still am waking up and thinking, I don't want to deal with today, I just want to stay in bed all day. And I'm sure I'm not the only person that feels that way, but I'm here today to say that you can get out of bed, you can face the day in spite of how you feel. Because feelings aren't facts. They're things that we have to face, they're things we have to deal with, maybe even things that we can understand that will help us understand ourselves better. and maybe start rethinking how we internalize things, or at least that's what I've been doing, and I think it's working. I hope it's working. And if nothing else, I'm at least putting it out there that I am less than perfect, that I am unique, that nothing compares to me, that I'm a little bit crazy, that I'm still struggling, but I am grateful that I can learn from my struggles. I'm grateful that I can still do things in spite of how I feel. I'm grateful that God is showing me that I am capable of following through on my commitments, that I can do this. And if I can do this, then there's other things that I can do. But I'm also grateful to be reminded I only have to do baby steps, one tiny little thing at a time. I don't have to do everything all at once. And maybe eventually these tiny little things will accomplish all the big, huge things that I want to do. But if I stop looking at the big, huge things and just focus on, this is today, this is what I can do today, this is awesome, I can get through today, and God will take care of tomorrow. And the past is done, and He can help me heal from any trauma that happened then too. And I am grateful for that. I'm grateful for my faith. I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for today, and I'm grateful that I did this video. So if this helped you, if you like this, if you know it can help somebody else, please share, like, subscribe, whatever it is you want to do. And I hope you have a great day, and I hope that focusing on positive and gratitude things is helping you through whatever it is you're going through too. So thank you.